LinkedIn too? You got the LinkedIn?
Oh yeah, so we're
Oh
live.
man, lucky you, man. I never got that. I applied like 3 times. They rejected.
Hey man. Yeah, I think I got rejected a couple times too. I never got like a strong rejection. But here, let me get this amazing flyer off the screen, and then give me just 1 second because I think we have a couple. Rejected a couple times
Okay,
too. I never got like a.
there
Whoa!
you go.
All right, guys, welcome to 2023 Marketing Trends. I am Imran Nanlawala, and I am joined once again by my esteemed co-host Yusuf Chowdhury, the one and only, the SEO master of disaster, the plugin guru, and the I don't know what else. So it's been a couple of years
Wow,
since we've
what,
done
what
this.
an intro!
Say again.
What an intro!
Hey man, I gotta give the best that I can, right? So
Wow.
let me make sure my okay echo cancellation is on. All right, guys. So we're gonna have a quick episode for you here today. So obviously, Yusuf and I, we've done quite a few different series in the past. We did a entire series on SEO. We did an entire series on WordPress, where we covered everything WordPress, right, from themes to plugins to
Content,
free
yeah.
plugins to paid plugins to driving traffic to your WordPress website. So we're gonna the whole take here is another ongoing series where we're gonna discuss what's going on in marketing in 2023. So Yusuf, without further ado, man, I'm gonna pitch that general question to you, and this is just our first episode. So what are some of the things going on in 2023?
Well, it's happening. It happened for the past 2 years, but it's going to basically be pushed hopefully next year. Okay, so there's some changes in the SEO world. There's some new updates, technologies within the WordPress web applications, social media as well. Go in a different direction. And some technologies, like the AI, we heard of the AI, and recently we've been noticing
Alan
like
Allen Iverson.
no,
Oh,
the artificial the artificial intelligence. So I don't know if you noticed, like there are a couple of applications coming out, like image AI,
yeah.
image app. Then there was also artificial intelligence in the coding industry. That means now they're coming up with an AI that can basically create basic coding. Okay, which is kind of scary. Then you also have, of course, content. There's so many softwares out there that can help you to write content. But even then, uh, the content writer shouldn't be scared because, as you know, technology is not going to be perfect, right? So you still need the human element. You still need people to kind of, even if they are going to use the AI for content creation, you still need to add the human element, because the problem that Google right now find out, that a lot of incompetent or not smart, not all of them, some of the not smart people, that when they were using the content AI software, if you pick a topic, all the content are the same,
Hmm.
right? So if 10 of us use the same subject, and the AI is going to create this content and they all look the same, so what's going to happen? It looks like a low quality now. So Google has started basically, de-rank some of this content. So the solution to solve that problem, just go ahead and freaking humanize it, right? Just put your own, you use it, change it a little bit, add your own input. Makes sense? That kind of stuff. And for the past 3 months, I believe, when Google released some of the update, it kind of scared some businesses because the stuff that was working start not working, like the videos start deranking. Some of the high quality content was going down. It was like a glitch. Then it came back, right? So there's like ups and downs been happening. So that's the thing. And of course, you also notice the YouTube pushing or emphasizing too much on the short videos
Shorts. Yeah.
because of TikTok, right? The so-called short attention span. So now they want to get into that market because TikTok kind of dominated that. Facebook also got into the market because if you notice on Instagram, the reel, and also in Facebook, you can have the same format in terms of like the quality and the size of the content itself. So if you have a YouTube channel, try to like take your long hour content, dissect it, and produce like multiple mini, maybe 20-30 second video clips, and use YouTube Short, so you can utilize it for some sort of for those folk that just wants to grab information fast. Now, when it comes to content,
So
what's happening right now?
go ahead.
For a long time, I've been mentioning that static content is not enough. When you build a website, you have a static content. That means content on the about page, service page, homepage, whatever. You definitely need to have a blog that constantly, keep the website alive by producing something amazing that your target audience can like and enjoy, right? So what's happening next year, they're going to focus too much on content that is more, how should I say it? They call it interactive. Okay, so you might be wondering what the heck is interactive content. So that basically means if you have a quiz, right? You can create a content that's a question based. You can create a form that's a quiz based, polls, calculations, right? That kind of stuff they're looking for when it comes to how to utilize that. And of course, the artificial intelligence or the machine learning. So what's happening right now, you have to focus on providing material that the AI can actually learn and understand what you're trying to do.
I got a gift for you, Yusuf. 1 second, I got a gift for you.
Gift? What the?
Our old friend Charles, man.
Charles, my man. What's up,
Charles,
buddy?
Nice to see you, Charles. Obviously, following you on Facebook, man. I know you got a little bundle of joy recently, I believe. So, since we met Charles on our previous series, his family has expanded. So,
exactly. Good to see. Hey, he's in Dallas, man. We should meet up with Charles.
We should absolutely meet up with Charles. Charles, DM us, brother. DM us. Let's have a Dallas meetup.
Yeah, actually, I'm planning to go visit my friend right here. Okay, right here. So if we do that, let's see if we can catch up
yeah. So don't forget what you were speaking about, but I don't want to just pass by what you've said earlier, right? So now in terms of the AI, I think you brought up a good point, but I'm going to be very honest, man. This is absolutely 100% a game changer. This is just iteration 1. So if this is iteration 1, we can only imagine what iteration 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, version 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 what it will look like.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna. I mean, I think we've spoken about this before. So many people have been speaking about, artificial intelligence and the role it's gonna play within all these different tasks, right? And if you have that type of mind, like for me, I'm already like, whoa, I'm already imagining the different things it's gonna do. So that's one. I think it's gonna get better, and I think, quite honestly, just like every other industry, I think a lot of people are gonna be out of jobs, man. I'm being very honest. Or they're gonna have to change the nature of how they work, and they're gonna have to become even more specialized. That's my opinion. Second, you brought up YouTube, and it's interesting. You said YouTube is just entering the market for shorts, but I don't think I remember hearing something about the data in terms of how they're competing with TikTok. I think it's getting pretty close. Like YouTube Shorts are doing really well.
Yes.
And then also they've upgraded the platform, so it's so easy. Like you were mentioning, if you have long format content, break it up into pieces. YouTube lets you do it right from its platform, even from the mobile app. It's so easy. You find a clip that you like, whether it's yours or somebody else's, and you're able to repurpose it very quickly, put some music to it, put some effects to it. So that's good. Another thing I think that they did, which was really smart, is they added the community feature. Did you see that?
Yep.
I think also very good. And like you mentioned, they also added the ability for polls and things of this nature. So you see a lot of the big dogs in the game are learning and ideating. So
exactly. Another thing I want to add to your awesome point right here is the nature of TikTok is not the same thing, the nature and the demographic in YouTube. The theme in YouTube, because it's the second largest search engine after Google. So I go to Google, or anybody goes to Google, to either look for information or news or learn something new. When you look at TikTok, you also have to look at the demographic in TikTok, right? So I tell businesses that whichever platform you're going to use, the first thing you have to do, you have to analyze these platforms and understand if your target audience exists in those platforms. If it doesn't, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to go crazy on it. You can still leave some of the content there and repurpose it. But you also have to look at YouTube itself, because YouTube, this is where the content, it's the intention of the user in YouTube is not the same thing like the intention, let's say on TikTok, for example. You know what I mean? So That in addition to that. So the other thing, if you remember in the past, I talked about live streaming, and live streaming is still valuable. That hasn't gone. In fact, I still recommend live streaming because why? It's time efficient. What I mean by that, you don't have to just record the whole video, then edit it, then upload it. That's going to take you a long time. Even for 5 minute video, it might take you like maybe a couple of hours to do that. So why not just go live, put the content, and after that you can use the live video like this one right here. This is going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on your Facebook page, and later on you can use it to repurpose it, which is what, cut it into like shorts, or use it for transcribe the content and use the same video as a blog post on your website. Why? Because you want the search engine to basically grab all those words and bring in new targeted traffic to the website. So now from one activity, let's say from the live streaming, you can repurpose it. Short videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. Even though I don't have a TikTok, I hate that crap. So okay, and then the website. So that's why for a small business that don't have enough funding, they can at least start with the live streaming and repurpose it. Make sense? And for those that have the funding, of course, you can hire a team to do all that kind of work.
Yeah, the other benefit of the live streaming is that, like, I do believe it is more authentic, right? You can't really follow a script. I mean, you could, but it's live. Like what's in here is going to come out. So, and then also I feel like it makes for a better banter. Like especially if you have a good co-host, it's almost as if you're speaking to a friend, speaking on the phone. It's very casual. Some people prefer that style. The other benefit is you get to engage and interact with the viewers, right? So just like Charles and Tariq and who else? We had Abdurrahman, a few individuals who are watching and commenting. You're able to.
Let's tell the folks that wherever you are, man, go ahead and just let us know which state you are from. Go ahead and put in the comment. We would love to know.
Put it in the comments below and go ahead and like and subscribe and share with your friends and family.
Yeah, don't be stingy. Share this stuff, man. Come on. It's almost end of the year. What's wrong with you people? Miser.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I know I just had a random memory, but I remember years ago when we were doing our first series, we were talking about the importance of speech. I forgot the importance of how do we phrase it?
Which one?
Like speaking to like Siri, Alexa, Google, all these things. We're talking about like
the voice search,
voice search, right?
Yes.
So that's clearly going to become even more important now.
I'm glad you mentioned that, bro, because last time when we spoke, the percentage of the voice search was like around 25 to maybe like 30% of the U.S. population. So when you look at like 350 million population in the United States, 3% of them actually use the voice search. Now the percentage went to like 45.
Not surprised.
Yeah, so which means what? There's a huge reliance, especially on the mobile devices, that everything is like going to be voice search. I don't have to open the browser to look for it. So what does that mean for businesses? For businesses, if you want your information to be kind of foundable, discoverable on these voice devices, then you have to make sure that your website has a frequently asked question page, for example. You have to make sure that the website is very fast, mobile friendly. If you're a local brick and mortar business, then you need to have the local listing sites like Google My Business page and Facebook and Yelp and so forth, because those are going to help you to be discoverable on the voice search area, which is a little bit different than the web search engine.
Yes, agreed. And I think again with what we were discussing earlier with AI and a lot of these tools, they're very capable of being utilized just by voice, right? So I think even this is going to become a skill. People are going to have to become more articulate. They're going to have to become much more precise and specific with their speech and their requests. So it's going to be interesting to revisit this conversation in a year and see if that percentage goes from that 40% mark to even higher, which I think it will.
Exactly. Do you remember when the metaverse came in the scene? Everyone was like jumping on it, people doing crazy stuff, but actually it's not doing well, from my understanding. It's actually not doing that well. Yeah.
People were buying those crazy like meta properties, man. Like those like multi-million-dollar deals on the metaverse, which is crazy.
It's crazy because some people have the money, just want to show off.
We have a good question from Ali. Ali's asking, what is recommended to optimize a website for voice search technically?
For voice search, first of all, Google's not going to tell you the exact exact technique, but Ali, are you familiar with the schema tags? The schema tag, or you can go to schema.org, because now they released a new update for schema for voice search. So if you do have a content on the website that requires some sort of voice search, or if you have a blog that requires some sort of audio, then you can utilize the schema, the markup structure for voice. That's one. And secondly, remember, in order for like technically to make sure that somehow Google will pick it up for the voice, excuse me, you have to make sure the website is mobile friendly. You need to have, as I mentioned, a frequently asked question page. If you can utilize the local listing, what else? What else? Oh, the long tail keyword. So the content that is optimized on that page is like 3 to 4 word, the long tail type of keyword. That's what you have to look for. Okay. But the newest thing right now, really, it's the let me pull my note here. I believe it's that the structure markup that they made an update on that one. So if you go to schema.org, there should be an option for that.
And
The
perhaps
Google, structured data markup from the schema.org.
and perhaps we can do an entire follow-up. One of our episodes can focus on this if we need to.
Yeah, and one of the things that there's a company called SEO Clarity. They did a study to more than like 150,000 basically keyword for product, like for e-commerce site. And they found out for some reason right now Google is pushing the product-based ranking for this keyword. Like if you have a clothing store, some sort of specific brand, those content going to show up on the front page of Google. Okay, so for those that have an e-commerce site, then you have to heavily focus on optimizing those product pages for a specific product and utilizing the markup. What do you call it? The schema structured data. From the schema.org.
Cool.
Okay, so that's what you have to do. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell the guys who are on, like and subscribe. I see only one like. We need more likes. Okay, we need more.
What the hell?
Yeah, guys.
Like, my God.
Cool, man. So I think we'll start wrapping it up here. We're gonna keep this one short. Otherwise, we can keep freestyling if we want. But guys, the idea here is we'll be live every week. Same DLP place, same DLP channel.
We're going to be live possibly next Thursday, right?
Yes.
The 22nd. But after that, I'm going to be out of town, so we might have to take a break.
So we're going to be live, guys, every week. As I just
that's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So whatever break we need to take, no issues. And even if you're remote, you want to jump on for maybe 5 minutes, and we can just catch up for 5 minutes or so. If not, we'll start when you get back from your trip. But as always, Ali, Charles, and I think there was one more.
Does anybody have any more questions? I mean, come on, guys. I'm sure you have some interesting questions. Like right now, are you facing any challenges? Anywhere you got stuck? You need some help? Yeah, thinking right now. They're like contemplating, like, what kind of question should I ask?
They're gonna start making up questions that are not even important, right?
They're gonna start making up questions. Yeah, but the thing, like I said, the thing with the metaverse, that thing didn't take off as I expected. I mean, it's still there, but like you mentioned, artificial intelligence is just going up. They're coming up with the new stuff. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, I think last year or the year before, you heard of what is it called? The Core Web Vital, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the Core Web Vital, to make it simplified and short, it's just user experience. Nothing new. The same user experience that we've been talking about it for the past 2 decades. It's the same concept, but the only difference, they enhanced it. So there's an enhancement about the user experience, and they actually introduce a new tool within the Google Search Console, so you can use it to make sure that it follows all the suggestive categories and styles on how to make your website, so-called better in user experience, right? Because a lot of the folks or a lot of businesses, when they build a website, or if they want to build a website or do SEO, a lot of the time that I've noticed, I don't know about you, Imran, from your clients, is that they never focus on the customer. They always focus on just how to make this thing looks nice, how to make this website look nice, or whatever the case may be, but never in terms of like what do the actual target audience like to do when they visit the website. How do they behave? What do they want? Right? Never focus on that. So that's one thing. I mean, the core web vital, which is basically, as I mentioned, user experience. The other thing, so-called influencers, that's another thing. So if you know, there's some companies popping up that offers influencer services. Somehow they have a connection with the so-called social media influencers, where you can get in touch with them and pay them, for advertising purposes, right? So that kind of interesting. Before it used to be like something like you can do by yourself, but now there's several companies popping up that actually offering that kind of service.
For me, what's interesting, because I worked for and consulted with a few organizations that offer this type of package.
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting because one of the first things that I noticed and that I pointed out was you can't have influencers that don't resonate with the client's mission, right? So yes, this person might be popular, but if they have no idea about X, Y, or Z, and they're like, this is why you should try this type of jerky, but they're vegans, right? People are gonna see that as an issue. Is the point that I'm making. So that's, I think, even with the influencer game, some people fell in love with numbers, potential reach, etc. Right? But now where I see people shifting a little bit is they're starting to make like very specific influencer ads where the influencer is, trying out this product or actually is familiar with the product, and I think that's a little bit more authentic and real, right? I don't know. That's
a good point. I remember my friend Ali back in the day when he was creating board games, right? I think he has some board games too. So when he created some of the board games, we had to like get in touch with some YouTubers who actually specialize in reviewing board games, right? But the cool thing about I'm talking about like 10 years ago, like more than 10, 15 years ago, right? But these honest YouTubers, I call it honest because when they give the review, no matter how much you pay them, they're honest. Like even if you pay them like $250 to do a review, if your product sucks, they'll tell you it sucks. That makes sense. So that was something very cool. And Baba Ali gave that game Kalimat and I think Makkah Medina too. And this person who specializes, he made his review. It was like 3 out of 5. But it's still, because the review was honest, the game was sold. Like
right.
So based on what you're saying, the issue that I'm possibly going to find is that are these so-called influencers honest? Like they should try the product first.
Exactly.
And not do it for the sake of money. But unfortunately, you will see there's so many cases, some of these so-called influencers actually end up being in jail, right?
Well, I mean, this is what's led some of these guys to growing their online presence, is specifically to seek out deals like this, right? So one thing that's incentivized a lot of the young cats and even some of the people around our age is they want to start getting these followings online through these quick short format content for the reason of being able to sign contracts with other organizations to be sponsors and brand ambassadors and all and these things, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to increase your cash flow, make some more money, save money, and these things. But it's when you do something that's not genuine, authentic, that's where if someone finds you out, this is what you see what happened to Liver King recently?
Yeah. Everyone's exposing him.
Yeah, so that's a great case study, right? Because I like his content. Genuinely, I like his content. I think he's got a very interesting personality. I love the way he like the way he even says Liver King and calls everybody primals, and he's eating raw food, he's exercising, he's doing like crazy lifts with more weights on him, he's under the water doing this. So the point that I'm making is if you know his backstory, he's actually always been like a strong man. He's always lifted very heavy, he's done complex Olympic lifts, he's always had a very good physique. But then he did the steroids, and then he lied about it, said he didn't take steroids, and then the issue became now he started selling supplements, right? And he started selling a way of life. And a lot of people took that as, okay, if I do these things, my testosterone production is going to go up. I'm going to be alpha. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be huge. Right? Now it's like, does this open him up for lawsuits? Are people going to, claim false advertising? I don't know.
Well, let me tell you this, and I tell people this also. The so-called internet scammers, that dime a dozen. And like they say, every day a new sucker is born, right? And it's true, because this sort of thing with the internet marketer, this is way back in 2006, way back, and I can drop so many names. So what I noticed right now It's the same trend. It's the same technique of sad story or putting it down, then get you in, believing in something, product launch, oh, promoting this. And unfortunately, people cannot see the fake from the fact.
It's a freaking template, man. Everybody's following the same template.
Yes,
the
even the
same
good
funnel.
one, even the ethical one using, I mean, the strategy, here's my thing. The landing page, the marketing strategy, nothing wrong with that if it's ethical, if it's honest. Even with the copywriter, when I used to hire and do training for startup companies here, especially in the content marketing session, I used to tell them, like, listen, you can use these strategies. I hate the concept of clickbait. The only time I'm going to allow you to use clickbait if you're honest, if you're not, like, it's not lie. Make sense? So what I'm noticing, the same crap that these scammers that used to pull, now it happens in TikTok. Now it happens like 10 times more. It's like the repeat cycle.
It's the same. Look, shout out to ClickFunnels, but man, I think ClickFunnels did a lot of they did a lot of harm, man. Because
not just harm. I mean, the ClickFunnels. I know the founder way back then. I know his name. I know what he did. I know what they do. And I never. I mean, because the internet marketers, they promoted it. A lot of people kind of got into it, and that's why it's so popular. And the other services and companies that offer something similar, right? So it's kind of hilarious that when I see this sort of thing, when I tell people, hey man, this is a scam, and they look at me like skeptical.
But it's working. It's working. This guy's like, I've literally said the same exact thing, and the response you get is, well, but this guy sold X amount of his products, or he,
Then my answer is simple. I tell them, listen, man, the cartel can make billions of dollars. That doesn't mean it's good. So scam can make money. You go on the street, if you want to sell some crack, you can make money. That doesn't justify.
It's not a scam. It's not a scam. I mean, they're selling a product, but the question is that the best product? Is that really the best product for you? Is this really the thing that's going to change your diet and the thing that's going to help you lose weight, or the way you're going to read faster, or the way you're going to scale your Airbnb business from no down payment to 6 figures?
Man, bro, I can tell you, man. I mean, astaghfirullah, but I can tell you, man, that I smell these scammers from like 10 miles away, 10,000 miles. I can even, man, I should write a book about it. I should teach people how to, like.
That's why we live in an interesting age, man, because so many people made so much money in this last 5 to 7 years. And I'm not saying all these things are bad or they're scams, but like, okay, people became crypto millionaires because they decided to buy what they call a crap coin, right? Some people are strategic. They say, you know what? It's $100 investment for me. If this crap coin shoots up, I'm good. Some guys, they say, no, it's available on the platform. Let me, no real strategy, right? So
anyway, I'm gonna go to the question. You awesome point, but I'm gonna say this: 99% of stuff out there that sell you on dreams and fast and quick are scam. Okay, 99%. Only 1% is legit. Let's go to the questions. Let's go to the question here real quick.
Let's take one, Yusuf, because today it's gonna have to be an early day. And what we'll do is I'll save the rest of the questions and we'll address them next week.
Go ahead. You want to go and read the questions?
So let's take one. Give me 1 second. What do you think will be the biggest challenge for digital marketers in 2023?
The biggest challenge? Well, depends on which area of digital marketing, because digital marketing, you have SEO, you have social media, you have ad platform, you have web development. So which area you're talking about? If you pick the search engine, a lot of the content right now changed a little bit. What I mean by that, even if you try to optimize the website to be on the front page, there is a new, what is it called, the zero click through. So when you go to the website right now and type a specific business, what shows up is the ad, right? The Google ad, then the Google My Business page, then the question box, right? Then the snippet, then your so-called organic. So what happened? The organic side that used to be like after the ad, now is basically getting pushed down. So SEO experts need to figure out how to focus more on excessive targeting on what the customer wants and utilize other channels. What I mean by that, not just Google, not just Bing, but also somehow in the social, somehow they can take the same written content and repurpose it into an infographic, into other medium to what? To bring that target audience to the website or whatever the product and services is, so they can take that action. That's for the SEO. When it comes to the web, WordPress specifically, they're making a lot of changes, a lot of updates on plugins, and the founder of WordPress is trying to basically put all the languages into one. I think that's going to improve. It's not going to be more of a challenge, but it's going to be more of an improvement. For the social, social media platform just comes and goes. So any new thing comes up, you can tap into it, look into it, analyze it, test it, see if the target audience exists. Then after that, offer it to the customer. So to me, I would say it's not like a challenge, but something new that will help us as marketer to improve. That the challenge is going to be for the customer themselves, how they're going to invest, in what they're going to invest. That's the issue, not necessarily for you, or because even Charlie, does web development, and he's also into marketing. But we have to figure out now, what do the customer want, and how can we help them to have them increase their sales or services and whatnot.
Awesome. So I'm gonna leave you with this one stat. I was doing some research earlier.
Okay.
And I remember, like, in the past, in terms of the importance of like video and audio quality, right?
Yeah.
Some people used to say, audio is more important than video. Both are important, but I was reading today, because I said, what? There's so many now organizations relying on video content, and camera prices traditionally over the last 20 years, 10 years have gone down. So it's easier to get a high definition, high quality, even 8K camera. Even the iPhones do 4K, right? 4K, maybe even a slightly higher. So I said, let me check the data, and so different studies, but between 70 and 93% say that like good quality video and audio are like necessary. And if the video and audio are not really good, there's a good chance that they won't come back to that channel, or they won't come back to that platform, or whatever it is, to watch and consume more content. So just random stat that I saw earlier, but it's just showing the importance of, look how many people are moving. Like you brought up YouTube, we brought up YouTube Shorts, TikTok Shorts, Instagram, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
Everything is moving to like short form content. But even in the short form content, the quality is good, right?
Yeah, it's improving.
It's improving.
Yeah, it's not like you're taking it from a bathroom.
Not like something that could have worked 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is back to the Charlie's question. For us, even for us as marketers, we don't look at new things as a negative challenge. We look at it as an opportunity. So when SEO comes with the new stuff, right? Wow, okay, what was working 3 years ago is not working anymore. No problem. We got to be solution oriented, right? Like in the social media world, a lot of people get upset. Oh, why did Facebook did this, and why did? They own it. They can do whatever the heck they want. But you as a business owner, you as a solution-based, marketer, right? You're always looking for new ways, and that's why I don't advise folks to stick to one thing when it comes to skills. If you are in one area, let's say Charlie, he's specialist in website development, that's good, right? But you gotta expand a little bit. If you cannot expand by yourself, then you gotta collaborate with somebody else. Does that make sense? Let's say if content is like the concept of interactive content, I'm not good at writing. Okay, I'm gonna either hire or collaborate with somebody else and add them as a part of the company, because things change, right? But we don't have to look at it as a negative challenge, as I mentioned. We have to look at it as a positive challenge, because we are solution oriented. That's how we're supposed to think, like solution based. Make sense? So, but most of the time, it's the consumer that gonna the business that the client that gonna hire us. They're gonna have some challenge for them, because do you have the budget? Which area you're gonna go for? And here's another thing: we really need to focus on educational marketing. We gotta educate our target audience. Whatever we're selling, we cannot just talk about features. We cannot just talk about and stay away from the scammy tactic. Just be honest and educate. Educate. First, understand what they want. If they don't know what they want, help them out, analyze their wants and need, then offer the solution that will help them to basically improve their business, so they can keep you in the book. Make sense?
Awesome. All right, guys. So I think this is where we will bid you adieu, and we'll be back next week at 5 p.m. Maybe, Yusuf, what we can do is also start sharing the streaming link in case people want to join us and ask us questions live on the screen. So that's something that we can do. Otherwise, thank you all for joining, and we're happy to be back after a couple year hiatus. And come back next week, and do like and subscribe, and please share with share on your various profiles on social media, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, don't forget to copy all these questions that they asked so we can
Yes,
go
yes.
through them.
It's there. It's in Facebook and the platforms.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
maybe I can go and answer to them too. So.
Okay.